No.
And we're live!
We're live! All right.
So we had a little bit of problem of getting this to actually record. We've been trying for like 5 minutes now when we got it. But welcome back to this third episode. Second. This is second
episode.
Well, third technically, but we're
not going to release that one.
And that will never be released ever.
Indeed.
Because it just... Carter couldn't stop saying the N-word.
Yeah. I kept talking about pedophilia, and it wasn't
That's
going
fine.
well.
I didn't have a problem with that.
Oh.
The N-word is where I draw the line.
Oh,
You can't say that.
fine.
So you have an opening for us today.
No, I just have like a little opening story.
And by the way, today's Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day.
A cool thing about that is that today is the first time that me and you ever recorded a video together.
Oh, really?
Like 2 years ago, whenever we started doing the Let's Plays, it was the first time we did it. So this is like our little anniversary.
Oh, that's nice. We've
We're
come
gonna-
so far.
And we're gonna fuck after this.
Yeah, indeed. Yes. Nice. But my little opening story, I just came back from a lovely Mother's Day lunch with my mother and my father and my two grandmothers.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you went with like out your mom?
I
like
went
you
to
and
a
your
Mother's
dad
Day
went out.
lunch just for me. It was wonderful. No, but I went there and they have the buffet lines open, so they have to set up a bunch of tables
Yeah.
for all of the food, and then the dessert table is lined up, so there is a cutout for the waiting area while you're waiting for your food, and it's in a little U shape at this restaurant.
I used to work there.
And where they set up the table for dessert, the only place they can set it up is in the middle of that U-shaped area.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're waiting 40 minutes for your food, you get to watch other people pick up delicious desserts as you just watch them go by.
The place isn't like big enough.
It's
for
not.
this kind of stuff.
I'm not saying it's not big enough. I'm just saying, wow, it's kind of awful as you're hungry and you're waiting.
And they have like
and
the little
people-
like, isn't there like, I don't know if they still have it, but they had like seats in there.
yeah.
So you
can sit down.
But
Only
there's, like,
a couple of feet from delicious
there's like
food.
a big table in the middle that has like cakes, pies,
Exactly. Yeah.
brownies and shit on it.
You can't do a
And you
fucking
can't touch
thing
it. You
about
can't
it,
touch it.
but you get to watch other people grab it and go on by as they're already ready.
It's just like a slap in the face.
It's very interesting. And the second part of that is that it was a lovely meal, and then the last thing my grandmother was telling me about was that she has a friend, and they're old, so they have older friends.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, and she was talking about one of her friends who works at a hospital, and she was talking about her daughter and her daughter's husband now, and they were, just a lovely little couple, and she's just going on about this story, and she doesn't realize how horrifically terrible the story got as she went on.
Like
She-
horrifically boring. Like
No, that would have been fine, because
gruesome,
I'm gruesome. Let me get to it. I was having a good day with my lovely grandmothers, and she was telling me an adorable story about her friend who works at a hospital, and then she just kind of carries it from there, as she does with stories.
Yeah.
She talks about her daughter and her husband, and they were trying to have a kid for a very long time, and they just couldn't. And then suddenly they did. At one point, several years later, after trying to have a kid came into their lives. They just had it, and it was the light of
praise
their
God.
life.
Praise God.
Yeah, praise God. And it was the light of their life, and they loved it. And then she said, the poor thing does have cystic fibrosis, so it spends most of its life in a hospital. And she was saying how her mother is a nurse, her grandmother, her friend, which is the girl's grandmother,
Yeah.
is a nurse at this hospital. So her grandmother gets to come and see her every day. And I was
But
like,
that's not like a good way to
no,
see it.
it's not. And I was like, that has actually ruined my day, hearing that story. This lovely young couple who just wanted a child, and now her grandmother gets to watch it
Dude,
kind
that's
of
just
with
like a
her.
tale as old as time, dude. You can't always get what you want.
I know, but it's just odd how she wanted to go off on this lovely story, and it just kind of took a weird turn.
Sack up and throw it in the dumpster, you know?
I was like, my goodness, my day is ruined.
That was your grandma that said that?
Yes.
Was she like crying?
No, she didn't. She didn't act like she even realized
She
she was
didn't
saying
care?
it. No.
She's like, not my
Dude,
baby.
when old people get old enough, they stop realizing horrible shit, and they're just kind of going
It's
through the
because they
motions.
lose their minds. They're senile.
Yeah, I know. My grandfather has
Alzheimer's.
dementia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is worse, Alzheimer's or dementia?
Yeah, it's not great.
Like, which one comes before? Is
uh,
Alzheimer's first and then you get
I don't know,
dementia?
but dementia is the one where he walks in and he never knows if anybody's his family or not. I'm not even fucking kidding. He comes in and we're standing next to a different family that's not with us. He's like, "Oh, you're all here," and he motions to the other family because he doesn't know that he's not his family because he can't remember a fucking thing. So he's gesturing towards people he doesn't know. He's like, "Oh, hello, good to see you all." Like,
It's
oh,
not even like funny.
it's fucking awesome. It's hilarious. He's always making weird, gross old guy jokes to young waitresses and shit. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
There's a commercial they play on the radio a lot now about Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Where it's about this woman who has Alzheimer's and she just leaves her house to walk around the block.
That's like my grandpa.
They get like lost.
He doesn't.
And they're like, I don't know how it goes. Or they're like, we gotta teach the community about Alzheimer's because all these old people keep disappearing when they're walking.
That's true, yeah. My grandfather goes on walks, but he does it. My grandmother says he'll do it 3, sometimes 4 and 5 times a day.
Get
and
lost?
he said, no, he'll go for a walk. Go for a walk.
5 times a day.
Yeah.
That's the sign to stop
I never
walking.
said he got lost, so I don't know why you
I know,
assume.
but I was talking about getting lost, and you just jumped into
Yeah,
it.
but then I just said he went for a walk, and my grandma says that
We're
sometimes
on the
he
same
goes for a
page now.
walk.
This isn't an argument.
Yes. But, and then he says that he doesn't go any more than 3 times a day, but I don't know if I can believe him because I don't think he'd remember. So he might just go a lot, which is good for him, but he never gets lost because they live next to a cemetery. And then when he walks, there's like a borderline like horse pasture fencing area, and he just walks by and sees the horses, and he likes it. But it's like a loop, is the way that the cemetery road is built up. So no matter what, he's gonna like come back to the house. He's not gonna get lost. Like at some point along the trip, even if he changes directions, he's gonna find the house again.
There's like the thing where they have like for kids where they hold the rope and they walk,
Yeah.
so they can't let go of it. So
He starts pulling it twice. Ding, 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 ding. Pull me back! No, it would be very difficult for him to get lost. The only way he'd get lost is if his mind abandoned the concept of roads, so he wouldn't follow the road.
That's
He'd
possible.
just go off into the woods.
it's very possible.
Maybe, but usually he just follows the road. And no matter what direction he goes, he'll find his way back to the house because it's just a big loop. It goes back to the house. Like at some point, he'll find the house again.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
So it keeps him from getting lost.
Yeah.
Well, my great grandma had like Alzheimer's, but she had like 8 cancers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like it didn't matter because she couldn't go anywhere
Yeah,
and she couldn't talk. So it's like we didn't know what was affecting her.
right.
I find
That
that
sucks.
it's like funny. I don't know, but it's not funny.
I think he might be broken a little bit.
It's like the least funniest thing
Yeah,
that makes me laugh.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like
There's just something hilarious about people forgetting shit. But
there's something I find very funny about people exploding. It's horrific, but it's so fucking funny. When you're like watching a video and somebody's just like,
oh, like they blow up. Like
yeah,
a-
they
like a
explode
bomb?
just from anything, yeah, and then they're just like, and they're gone.
Like 'cause you like
it's like
watching Live Leak.
comic, yeah, Live Leak. Go to Live Leak.
I can't
Live
do
Leak
that.
is the last bastion of real news and shit anywhere.
I cannot.
You don't
What's
watch
that?
people die. Go to Live Leak. It's fucking incredible.
I
It'll change
can't.
your life.
It will, not a good way.
I had to try for like 2 days to get into Reddit r/watch people die too.
That's
It
a
was
thing.
very difficult. Yes, and it was very difficult
Is
because
it
it's
just links to
quarantine.
Live Link?
Yeah, most of them are because there's not many places that'll let you do it, which is fucking garbage. You should
mean-
know what shit is dangerous. All the time, it's like factory equipment is dangerous, but then you go to Live Leak and you watch people get like they're just doing their fucking day, and then they get caught because they're wearing long sleeves, and they get fucking run around these engines and shit.
Oh my god.
And it's like, oh my god, I never want that to happen. And if you want to be the safest driver on the road, go to Live Leak. Because you will see more dead people from accidents than anything. Car accidents.
those are like third
You'll-
world countries. Dude.
You'll never want... Yeah, because a lot of the times in third world countries...
It's like they don't have rules.
Very specifically India, yeah, it's very loose rules on the road. People are walking across the road. There's all kinds of scooters and
They have, like,
motorbikes.
those moped things.
Yeah,
like,
and if
everywhere.
and if those get into an accident in a place where speed limits don't fucking matter, there's people are just gonna die.
'Cause
It's
those
like
things
if
can
but
only
if
go,
you
like-
want something to keep you off the road, you watch that because you'll never want to get in a car again.
I don't want to get in the car.
You'll never
now.
want anyone you know to get in a car again. For real, it's fucking like oof. I love it. But there's something about Live Leak when you watch someone explode because it's so comically quick. It's like oddly funny
It's like
when it's
Looney
just like
Tunes.
boom and they're gone. It's like oh my fucking god, it's crazy.
I can't handle when people like cry.
Really?
Yeah, if like
In an accident situation?
yeah, or like if
Yeah.
they're getting hurt and they start crying, that's where I can't do it anymore.
What do you mean? Like it breaks you down or like?
Because I don't like seeing human emotion.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
so,
what you
like,
mean.
Like Lively, there's like a dude holding a shotgun to some guy's head,
Yeah.
and the dude starts crying. I can no longer watch it.
Yeah, I saw this one on Live Leak that haunts me to this day, and it was this dude, and he was riding a motorcycle, and he had his girlfriend on the back, and they got into an accident, and his girlfriend got her head just opened up. She was dead, and he was still alive, and he was crying over it.
It's like that Pearl
in the
Jam
middle
song.
of the road. Sure. I don't know.
Last Kiss, dude.
Okay.
It's about him getting in the car.
Do you want to sing the entirety of the song right now?
I do, but I can't because we'll get content ID.
But yeah, it's pretty horrific.
They played that song at our prom.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because our school had they really wanted us to be safe driving. Because 3 people died several years before. So they. Do you remember the big skit they had too?
Yeah, where they staged a car wreck in the parking lot. They were this is what happens.
They brought everybody who was going to prom out to the parking lot, and they had big tarps over 2 cars.
Yeah.
And then when they got everybody ready, they opened them up, and there was makeup on this one dude who was laying on the hood of a car, and there were people who were actors in our drama club, and they were screaming and crying, and they were doing an awful job. And they wanted to be, yeah, and they want to be like, look at this, you can die if you drive recklessly. And I was like, we're fucking 15 plus, we're not 8. Fuck. No, anybody who's gonna drink and start driving fast at prom isn't gonna be dissuaded by this. Those are the people who are just gonna do it anyway.
And that's a weird
hopefully
song
they die.
to choose for that, because it's just about him driving with his girlfriend in his dad's car, and there's in the song there's a car that's stalled in the middle of the road.
Yeah. With
the lights off, so he couldn't see it, and he swerved, and she ended up dying, but he didn't.
Oh, it's awful.
And that's what the song's about, and they chose that to play for prom.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive because this song will play for you.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Stupid. It's very.
They played it at the accident, and they played it while we were actually at prom, dancing.
Yeah.
And, it was a slow dance, and people were dancing together. And I was sitting down at the table because I was like, I'm not dancing to this song, dude. It's
this fucking weird.
Fucked up.
They have bad persuasion tactics. Everybody does. I live in a place that was a quote unquote dry town, which means a couple of things. Nothing that matters. Where they don't sell alcohol on Sundays.
Where was this?
Huh?
Where was this?
A place where I live now.
Oh, the place where we live now?
No. West.
Okay.
Where I go to college.
You. Okay, there you go.
So on Sunday you can't buy alcohol, so everybody just buys alcohol on Saturday. And it's well, great. That fucking didn't work, did it? And then it's if I'm of age and I'm with somebody who's not of age, everybody, this used to be the case. If you were buying alcohol, everybody in your party had to show their ID, so everybody had to be of age. Mm-hmm. And then it's okay, that works for a week, but then I'll just buy it and I'll meet them at the door.
Yeah, you're just going by yourself.
Exactly. Or even that. I would go with somebody who was not of age, and they'd be like, oh, does she have her ID? And be like, no, she left it at home. He's like, I can't sell it to you. I was like, okay. So he took the alcohol, so she went to wait at the door, and I just went and grabbed the same bottle and went to a different cash register, bought it, and walked out. It was wow, what a good fucking defensive tactic. It's complete fucking idiots make up these stupid rules. It's what do you think is going to happen? You think people who want to drink alcohol are just going to stop now? No, I have money, and I'm going to buy it. What the fuck? It wasn't even for me that time. I was buying it as a gift for my friend's parents. Because it was a wine that they liked. It was what the fuck?
I was with my aunt one time, and she went in to buy beer or whatever, and I was in the car, and they came out and ID'd me.
Oh my god!
I was 21.
It's insane.
And I was 21 at the time, so they're just kind of oh, all right.
It's do you know how
what a fucking waste of time?
Right? Do you know how not effective that is too? You know how many people who are under 21 who still drink anyway because they get it from people who already have? Yeah, it's what the fuck? It's so unhelpful. There's complete idiots making these rules. It just is. There's people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they're just putting pen to paper. It's insane.
It's because all the lawmakers are 80.
Yeah, they're at least they're not smart enough to figure out, hey, if I can't get this with you, I'll just get it without you, and then we'll meet up later. They're evidently not clever enough to figure out that little loophole. Fucking goofballs. I have a couple topics on a list here.
That's good.
I was hoping we could go over.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, how much have you been turned down, or what you would consider turned down in the past by women in your life? How often has that happened?
I don't even
Sorry to come out swinging on you.
I don't even think I could count the number.
Really?
Yeah, it's high.
Wow.
I don't think it's all my fault though. I think it's on there. It's on.
That's
there.
a good way to cope.
What the? Yeah, but like no. Sorry, my phone just went off. Distracting me.
I was gonna say that sounded like you were mad at me. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I would have to probably in the 20s.
In the 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just like turned down.
Yeah.
Like, from like what? Like just. Like...
That's what I was gonna say. I would figure you might have a different definition of turned down. Like you asked to hang out and they said no or something, and then they never really talked to you again.
I've never gotten that far.
Oh really? Where you just talk to them and then it never goes anywhere?
Yeah.
You consider that being turned down? I wouldn't even consider that being turned down.
I do.
Because a lot of the girls, when you tell me they're interested in talking to you, you just don't know what to say, and then it stagnates.
I guess. Like, yeah. So that is my fault. On that, I just don't like them.
Like, all right. So just to be harsher, so we can nail this down more. Have you ever been like directly turned down? Like, has anybody ever told you you're a really nice guy? Blah blah blah.
I never got that. But I have been directly turned down.
Yeah?
I've never had, you're a really nice guy. It's
do you want to talk about it? Are you okay to talk about it?
It's been like, not you. That kind of thing.
Not you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not you, it's me? Oh, God.
Kind of like that.
I thought you were saying like they had to pick between you and somebody else.
Oh, that too? Yeah, I've had that a lot.
My God.
Like, there's this one girl that I was talking to. I'd been talking to her for like 6 months.
Yeah.
A long time. But we never, like, we hung out like 3 times. I didn't get denied. It was cool.
Yeah.
We're talking. And then, like, one day, she's just like, I have to pick between you and this guy. And I was like, what the fuck? What?
You could have warned me about this, like, a little
where
bit.
Where's this coming from? And she's like, oh, we've been talking for, like, 8 months. And I was
God damn it! What?
I was like, what the fuck?
Son of a bitch!
She's like, so I gotta pick between you two. And I was like, you don't have to do this.
But if you stop for 2 months and we keep talking and then pick it up, will that even the playing field a little bit more? And we'll both be at 8.
Stop talking to him for 2 months and only talk to me, and then we're even.
We'll at 8, and then you can
And
decide.
then it's a better, fair decision. And she's like, not you. Like, immediately. Like, she didn't even think about it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's funny.
Are there other times?
Yeah. Like, there's so many.
Is that like, what are your best takes? Because that was a good one.
Like what do you mean best takes?
Like what? That was a good story. Yeah.
What
are your best stories from it?
I don't know.
Not
man.
you. They pick between you and this other guy, and it's not you. Oh, so no picking had been had. Good to know. It was a done deal.
She's like, why did you even like bring this up? Right. You could have just like not said anything about
hung out with me,
and then it would have been done. Like you had to go like this far. It's like you went out of your way to make me feel bad about it.
You planned it out for today.
Another one was I asked this person. I'm not gonna say any names.
Okay, good.
Just to be safe.
Perfect.
I don't think they'd listen anyway. But
yeah, but it's good that you do.
Yeah. I asked this person at homecoming once, and then she was like straight up, no.
Oh my God.
She's like no, but she was like, it's not because of you. It's because I'm just not going. And this was the year that I got picked as like one of the attendants.
Yeah.
So I had to go.
And you saw her there anyway. I could see where that was going.
And she went with this other guy who I was like kind of like a little kind of friends with. Not really friends with, but I talked to him every now and then. And she went with him. Somehow they kept it under wraps to keep this away from me. Like I was going to be upset. Like I was only upset because you lied. Like,
yeah.
But so she went with him, and I saw both of them there, and I was like, what the... And so, but she also got picked as one of the attendants.
She just didn't go.
So it was weird because she had to go. So like right away when she told me she's not going, I was like, well, this is weird because we both have to be there.
I know you're going, but okay.
But I was kind of like, oh, she's cool. She's above that. She's not gonna conform. But my little dumbass is gonna conform because I'm a little bitch. So when you get attendance, you have to ride in the parade together.
Okay.
We did that. And it was super awkward. Neither of us wanted to be there. So it was weird. And then we got done with that, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's over with. But on the homecoming night, which is the next night after the parade, the attendants had to take pictures together when they call your names. They have this big fucking ceremony in the middle of the dance, right? So it's like everybody's dancing for hours, and then it's like, all right, break. We're going to announce all the like kings and queens in attendance.
Oh, God.
And then they called her name, and she did not go up. She went and hid in the bathroom. And then they called my name, and I was like, oh.
You went up there and stood alone?
And I went up there! And I should have never went up there. And I did, and it's in the fucking yearbook. There's a picture of me standing up by myself.
I'm gonna get that.
It shows it with the whole group of everybody with their people, and then it's just me off to the side with my hands in my pockets.
It's like as bad
Standing
as
like
it
a
can
dunce.
look.
But they also separate them to each section.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of like the seniors, the juniors, sophomores, and then whatever.
Yeah.
And there's the one that class I was in. That's just me in the
Just
picture.
you.
It says my name, and this is not pictured her name. And I'm just standing there like the dumbest fucking look you can imagine, with my hands in my pockets. I'm wearing like a flannel. I didn't even dress up for this thing.
That's awesome. That's
It was so bad. I hated it.
I've only ever been like actually turned down one time, and it was I asked a girl to prom, and she said she gave me the runaround no, or it was like, oh, it's not. I'm just not going this year. I don't think I'll go. Which is bullshit because one of her friends told me to ask her because she wanted to go, but she didn't have anyone to go with. So when I texted her and she was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm going this year," I was like, "Oh." But that was the only time I ever actually like went after somebody over text.
Yeah.
Even
That's like
in
the
person,
worst way to do it.
I just don't. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't know. Like my first two girlfriends asked me out, so
Nice.
it was like very easy to be like, yeah, and then. My current girlfriend I was friends with for a year, and then we talked it out, and then we eventually got together. So and then other times I never go anywhere or do anything, so I don't ask girls to go with me. So that was the only time that I got rejected.
That's been me with like the girlfriends I've had. We've just like seen each other for a while.
Yeah.
And then we just like kind of figured we're like, all right, we're dating now.
Right. Yeah.
I never had to ask him out or anything, so
Right.
that was cool. But it also ruined me because now I don't know how to ask people out, and I'll never learn
Yeah.
because I won't do it.
I don't know.
Like on Tinder, and I like send some chick some message. She just says no.
No. Does she really?
Yeah. That's
Oh my
happened
god,
a
that's
lot.
awful. That's fucking
Like,
terrible.
Well, it's probably what I send too. It probably doesn't help.
Oh yeah, I remember a couple of the things we talked about. There was one girl you wanted to talk to, but you also wanted to joke around with, so you wanted to come off completely insane. I was like, I mean, obviously it's not going to work, and if you do rope her with that, she's either got a great sense of humor or she's also fucking crazy.
It's worked before, but with someone I didn't want it to work with.
Oh yeah?
Because I matched with this like chick, and then I was really like trying not to have her talk to me. So I just started saying a bunch of crazy shit, and she was like going into it harder than I was.
Oh, I think I remember
and
this.
I was like, I gotta get out. I gotta leave.
I'm bluffing. You should have just sent that. I'm bluffing and you're crazy.
Send like shit from like Ratatouille,
Ratatouille.
but I've never seen it. So I'll just like say like
And then she referenced it and you didn't get it?
No, this is not. That's not
Oh,
the same
okay.
chick.
Alright.
This chick I was talking about, I lost my eyeball or whatever.
Oh, God.
She like messaged me and I waited like 6 hours to reply.
Jesus.
I was like, sorry, honey, I lost my glass eye under the fridge. I couldn't.
Oh, I think I remember this. Like crazy
I
shit.
said, just my luck. And then she responded with, LOL, that's fine. My uncle has a glass eye.
Yeah, I remember. It's like there was no way you could shake her. It was like that stuff, but for a while. I remember that.
I was just like, noise.
Yeah. It was like you just couldn't shake her.
And then she's like, do you really have a glass eye? And I was like, oh, you're still going to go for this.
Is it better if I say no?
Because if that did like if she was like someone that I wanted that to work with, and I don't know how I get out of that situation then.
Right.
I've worked myself into a box.
What if she had two glass eyes?
That would be insane.
Why? How is she texting me over?
Did they make
Tinder?
Braille smartphones?
No.
Why not? Dude, that would sell
Maybe.
to blind people only. But
Okay, so how though?
what do you mean how? They have
How-
ears. They can listen to commercials. Hello, we're Apple, and we have the new Braille phone.
Okay, but then
Come
okay,
get
so you
it.
got a keypad where they type where it has the Braille letters.
Yeah,
Okay, how do they see what's on the screen?
it reads it.
Okay, all right. How does it know what to read? This is complicated. You're
Siri,
talking about
dude,
a
this is
complicated
Siri.
thing. You're
Siri can
talking
do
about
all
a
things.
Complicated thing.
Siri can do all things. You just the ringer goes off. That's what it sounds like.
Yep. Sure.
It has to be sharp so a blind person can know it because their senses are dull.
I don't. I think you're talking about a very complicated object That's
Well, you know
probably not been
If
mainstream.
Steve Jobs was here, it would have happened. R.I.P. Steve Jobs.
R.I.P. Steve Jobs. Shout out Steve Jobs.
Eating apples in heaven.
Yeah, just the bite, just the one bite.
Just the one
so
bite.
it makes the symbol. He has 4,000 of them on the table
You know that's why he died, right?
from eating apples.
Well, yeah, kind of. He was diagnosed with cancer, and he refused human treatment. He said, "I'm not gonna do treatment. I'm just gonna eat apples and shit."
No way.
Yeah,
That's gotta
yes,
be
he-
fake.
No, this is real.
That
He
has
ate,
to be fake. That
he
sounds
ate,
ridiculous.
Apples and like just like shit like that, and that's all he'd do.
That sounds ridiculous.
And then he got like way worse, obviously.
Yeah, as you would.
And then he took this treatment that kicked off like a bunch of people that were already on the waiting list for it.
Oh my
And then
god.
he kicked them all off, and he got on.
And he died anyway?
And then it was too late for him, so there's no point in him doing this. The doctors told him, they're like, "We'll do this for you, but it's way too late."
Yeah.
And then he did it anyway, and he kicked all these other people off this fucking waiting
Oh
list.
god, that's
But
terrible.
he did kind of like apologize for it when he died,
How?
in a way, because he was kind of like, "I should have never refused human treatment in the first place."
Well, that's good of him to
And-
figure out now.
Yeah, but it's like it's a wasted effort.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Steve Jobs. Again. Are you erasing them as you go? So you
Yeah.
don't ask them twice? That's nice.
And if we leave anything on the list, we can do it for next time.
Are you going or am I?
No, go. Sorry, yeah.
Uh,
It's just that you didn't have a fucking
How-
list, so.
how often do you look down at your penis and feel disappointed?
Not a lot.
Really? Like never?
Yeah, not too much.
Never.
If I'm looking at like a porn video and the dude has a fucking sledgehammer, I might be a little like, oh.
Like I don't even have to look. It's just there.
That's a problem I don't think we share, man. I'm
I'm
just
very
gonna
insecure
be
person
honest.
on all levels. So.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Way
fine.
to-
I don't want to change it though.
Way to bring this to a
I
screeching
don't,
halt.
no, it's not a secret. I don't want to change it. I'm happy
That's
because it's huge.
awesome.
It's huge. Obviously, it's huge. That's why I'm insecure about it. It's so big.
What do I even do with
And
this?
so what I can do is I
Have
can
fun.
I get a bag of Skittles, and I take one each at a time, and I get really hard, and then I put them on the tip, and I fucking catapult them into my mouth
Oh,
like a game.
yeah.
I can play wiffle ball with it.
Nice.
It's big, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's big.
That's good.
Do you believe me? I don't
No.
think you do. Do I need to tell you more?
I would like. I'm gonna say no to both.
I can stack 10 movies on my penis.
10, you say?
10 VHS tapes
That's
without the box.
that's great. You all right, man?
I'm fine. Ask your next question, obviously, because I'm shit at this. So
Sorry. Talking
Sorry
about
to
how
derail this.
disappointed are you in your dick? Like I don't know.
I'm not disappointed.
I was watching a
there's a-
UFC event yesterday.
AOC. AOC. What is AOC?
Where did you see AOC?
No, you said AOC.
I did not.
It sounded like you said AOC.
I didn't.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said I was watching a UFC event
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. What about it?
And I had a pizza, and this is something that we can probably relate to. 'Cause I was
Eating pizza?
eating my pizza, yeah, and then it was an advertisement for a company that sets up your meal plans, I suppose, and like gives you dietary help.
Blue Apron?
And it was called Blue Aprons seems good, but I don't have the money to try. And there was something called Eat Clean Bro. And it just happened
I
to
think I've heard
show
of
up
this.
at the perfect time when I'm watching a UFC event and I'm eating this fucking pizza and it was like, eat clean, bro. And it was like an advertisement for their company. And I just looked down at that fucking pizza and I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, now I'm disappointed in myself. But that's a good ad though,
I
because that really
coincidentally-
got to me when it showed up. And I'm eating this fucking pizza. It's like, dude, eat clean. As I'm watching all these super athletes go to work, I'm like, oh,
I
such a
coincidentally did the same thing yesterday.
I'm such a fucking slob.
But I did not see that ad. I didn't see that ad because I wasn't watching the same event.
You just did it
But I
in,
was watching
in
MMA.
general.
Yeah, and I was eating a pizza. We're currently watching an MMA event right now.
It's not an MMA event. It's a Submission Underground 8.
Let's-
If anybody know what that
okay,
is. Somebody has
let's-
a fuck Craig Jones shirt on, and I think I know who Craig Jones is, but I'm actually not sure
This is not important to the show.
off the top of my head.
This isn't important to the show at all.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
Dude, I just watched Scream 4 last night.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It sucks. The movie is so fucking bad. And I really like Scream 1. I like Scream 1 a lot. Scream, the first one, 1996.
Okay.
I think it was made, or 98, I can't remember. But it's pretty good. The first one's good. It's got like, it was gonna set a lot of trends for the future of horror films, more so than its predecessors.
Yeah.
And the fourth one, I haven't seen like 2 or 3 in a long time. And I was just on Netflix and I saw 4, and I was like, oh, it's got 2 of the same people from the old one, Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell, I believe.
Campbell.
But yeah, and they were in it. And so, like, the first 20 minutes of the movie is them making fun of the movie.
Okay.
So, like, it starts off, like, with these 2 characters, like, answering the phone, and it's, like, Ghostface, like, what's your favorite scary movie? That kind of thing.
Okay.
That they do in the first one. And so, then fucking Ghostface shows up and he kills them, and then it pans out, and it's these 2 other characters watching the fucking TV of that commercial for a movie.
Oh, wow.
And then it does it again. It does it again, and I'm like, when the fuck does this movie start?
Oh my god.
I watch it for 20 minutes, and then the fucking screen title comes in. Scream 4, The Last Scream. That's not what it's called. But it's just Scream
The
4.
last Scream.
And then it just follows all the same tropes that they made fun of in the first 20 minutes. So they're like really self-aware, but they're not self-aware enough to do anything about it. So it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
They know they just need to cash in on this fucking cow.
And
This fucking cash
Courtney
cow.
Cox's character in this movie is fucking... It drives me wild. Because in the... Like, not in a good way. Like, it makes me fucking crazy.
Okay.
Because in the first one, she's like a reporter for the news station, the local news station. So she's always reporting every murder. And then she became an author and was selling books about all the murders that happened. So now she's an author. She's not a reporter anymore. She doesn't report. And she feels like shit because she's not doing it good. She can't write her new book. She doesn't know what the fuck to write about.
So she goes to kill people so she can write
No,
more?
but
Oh, damn.
what I just quoted was an actual scene in the movie of her sitting down at her laptop, and she's like, I gotta write something. And then she's like, I don't know what the fuck to write about. And then she just leaves.
My god.
And then she shows up. Her husband, Dewey, is the sheriff of the police now. He was just like a deputy in the first one, but now he's the sheriff. And she's like talking to him, and all of a sudden the murders start happening again. And she's like, I need to solve this case with you. And he's like, I'm a cop. I'm the sheriff. You're not. You can't do this. And she's like, well, I'm a reporter, and I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it my own way. It's just like, what the fuck, man? It makes me so mad.
I don't know.
It's, I hate it. I couldn't finish it. I could not finish the movie.
I don't have an interest in watching them.
You don't, yeah, it's just, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate Scream 4.
It's weird because
The worst of the Screams.
I don't find like Scream movies or like slasher films interesting. I have
don't
trouble
either.
with it. I do very much love monster movies, old monster movies.
I don't.
I just started watching the Heisei Heisei continuity of the old Godzilla movies, which is the first one, and then like most of the ones that came in the 80s. And that's because they all follow a general storyline. I found out this is very interesting. If you look it up, there are several continuities of Godzilla movies, which means there are several different storylines, but and sometimes they're not connected. Like a lot of the movies that came out in the 70s are their own line. A lot of them that came out in the 80s are their own line. But those two aren't connected. But in almost every continuity, the first movie from 1954 is the first movie of that continuity. So they all share that movie, but they're all different events after that movie anyway.
That's strange.
It's very weird. But I like that Heisei one, specifically that one. The one with all the ones that came out in the 80s. I think they kind of found what made it important again. Yeah.
I don't watch those old movies.
Yeah. You say the black and white hurts your
I
eyes.
can't look at them, dude.
And I thought that was weird for a while, but it turns out that's a common thing. A lot of people can't watch black and white shit because
really?
it hurts their eyes. Yeah,
It's not just like
that's
I'm
not
insane?
just you. Yeah, I think that's like a thing. I don't know why. I guess
I
I'm
think
just used to
been
it.
exposed to color,
I guess.
and now I can't look at that shit.
Yeah, because like a lot of the times when it's white, when it's like bright, it's like
Yeah.
really fucking bright. But then it's like a lot of it because they know how to use darkness in black and white. You know the old Nosferatu movie and shit.
Yeah.
Where they tried to use darkness. Well, it's like that gets your eyes so used to being in
I can watch like the old
darkness.
Dracula. I can
Right.
do that one.
But it's like that movie. Well, you know why? Because that movie's
it's
very
pretty,
dark.
It's all dark, basically.
It's super dark.
There's hardly any
But
whites.
what happens in Godzilla and some is in like old westerns and stuff.
It's all darks. No
Well,
whites. Just how it should be.
but and in old westerns is that they'll have really dark scenes and then they'll go back out in the sunlight and it's super fucking white and bright and it's really hard to look at.
Yeah.
I just never had that issue because I'll turn like all the settings up on my screens to like retina melt.
Well,
So
you
all
have
the
horrible
colors
eyes.
are bright. Yeah, I have terrible eyes.
You can't see what the fuck.
I can't. So it's like that stuff doesn't bug me.
It's because your eyes are like beyond damaged.
I wouldn't say that. I have reasonably okay eyesight. It's just like I like shit really bright. And if it's like dark to where like if you're like, oh, it's dark, it's hard to see, I'm like, I'm blind. I can't see it. I'm done. This is it. If I close like if I like turn off the light to like a bedroom, I have to like sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes before I can navigate the room. Cause it's just pitch darkness. It's gone. I got nothing.
I can't relate.
Yeah.
What else you got? What else you got on your handy dandy
on my
notepad?
list? Well, the other ones are like Eat Clean Bro ad and everything, and I like the full question that I asked you about the women, and then there's this one on the
I
bottom
thought you already
that
deleted the ones that
I did. But what I'm saying is that I had those written as that, and then this next bullet says Brazil, ... just Brazil. Let's go off about Brazil for a bit.
What about Brazil?
It's garbage. I hate it. Get it out of here.
It's
I
not
just-
here. It's in Brazil. It's
Yeah,
it's
get it
already
out
far
of
away.
there. Get it further away. Get it out of the Western Hemisphere.
Put it in Antarctica.
Yes.
Take
Because
Brazil.
nobody has a shirt in Brazil, so they'll freeze to death in Antarctica.
Do you think they own shirts, or they just don't wear them?
They just don't wear them.
Or they just own them because they're poor?
Yeah, that too.
Poverty's funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to Rio, it's stacks upon stacks of fucking less than shipping containers as houses, and everybody. I'm not even fucking.
Yeah, it's
and
the favelas.
crime is insane, and mugging and violent crime is insane, and then the 2012 Olympics in fucking. You remember in Rio? There's like all these Olympians. They got fucking mugged and shit.
Yeah, they all got robbed.
They all got robbed. And I don't know anything about soccer, so I don't know how any event would go if there was a match against Brazil in Brazil. But I did just watch that UFC event that took place in Brazil, and they have the worst audiences in the world. In the world. Like
For
somebody...
sports?
Yes, for sports. In the world. They would, anybody, no matter who it was that wasn't Brazilian, would walk out and there'd just be boos and boos for minutes and minutes and minutes, and they just wouldn't quit. And then, like, normal shit, if Brazilians walked out, they go nuts, which is fine.
Yeah,
going nuts
they
for a
go nuts.
hometown guy is fine. But then they just sit there and they fucking boo and boo and boo and boo. Anybody who's not Brazilian is doing anything good. The whole night. We had this, I watched Anderson Silva versus Jared Cannonier. And again, nothing wrong with rooting for your dude if he's doing good. But
Yeah.
he would, like, throw a kick that would come close to Jared Cannonier, but not land. And everybody would, like, get on their feet for a second and scream. And then they would sit back down.
God
and then,
damn.
I shit you not, anywhere in the world, if somebody lands a knockout strike, even if it's against the dude who's on home turf, the crowd will go nuts. Fucking crickets in Brazil. They do not care. There was, Rose Namajunas got dropped on her head. And got knocked out because she got a high crotch,
Yeah.
and then she was supposed to roll through, but she didn't, so she landed on her head, about broke her neck. Anywhere in the world a dangerous thing happens that hurts somebody, and they show the replay, anywhere, you can watch it with any injury that's happened.
People
You
go,
can to fight back.
"Ooh."
People go, ooh. Brazil, they did nothing. When they showed the replay, they fucking cheered.
That's-
When Rose Namajunas almost broke her
That
spine.
was really close to a
They-
spike, too.
Yes, it's very close to being illegal.
So I
But-
saw a lot of people shitting on Dominic Cruz, one of the commentators.
yeah.
Because he was like, she can't get put on her head from that position. Because he thought they were going into a spike.
Well, no,
So-
Daniel Cormier was saying that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
A lot of people said it was Dominic Cruz.
Well, no, Daniel Cormier was saying, it might be.
It was Dominic Cruz who said she can't get put on her head from that position.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
But
I have no idea.
Daniel Cormier was
didn't
the
watch
one
it.
that said, no, Rose Namajunas usually, he said his opponents usually roll through
Yeah.
instead of landing right on their back. So, but it was just like, the crowds are terrible. You could beat Conor McGregor to death in the ring in Ireland, and the crowds would still be more respectful.
Probably. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I've never
Brazil's the
seen.
worst.
I've never. It's the worst. I used to tell you all the time, don't fight Brazilians in Brazil. Just don't do it.
Just don't go to Brazil.
Just don't go to Brazil. Russians, there's 2 new events that happened in Russia.
If
Russian
you're watching
audiences.
this from Brazil, unsubscribe.
Yeah, no shit. At least try to be a better fucking person to things you don't like.
Leave Brazil and then subscribe.
Just be.
Unsubscribe while you're in Brazil, and
It's-
then when you get to somewhere else, subscribe again.
It's the most disrespectful audience in the world. We had 2 new events in Russia, the UFC had 2 new events in Russia.
Yeah.
They just did 2 events in Russia. They're starting to do that. The Russian crowd is more respectful to the away teams, to the away fighters, than Brazil was. They still, fucking Alistair Overeem at St. Petersburg beat Alexei Olenek. I forget his name. And the
Yeah,
crowd,
sounds close enough.
the crowd cheered and clapped and they weren't loud about it. They were still respectfully like, "Hey, Alistair Overeem won. Good job." But fucking Brazil, no, they won't do anything.
They don't care. They're
Fucking,
they're human garbage.
it's terrible. The crime
They're
is
not
terrible.
even human.
And then I go through the Twitter feed. I showed you. I'm going through the Twitter feed, and there's all these dudes, and they're typing out shit in Portuguese on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, I can only imagine I'm getting ready to watch UFC," because they take a picture of themselves in front of their TV or their computer screen, and none of the guys have shirts on. Not a fucking guy had his shirt on in Brazil. Not one person. I went through. There were family pictures of dudes, and then older dudes, and then the women, and the dudes. All the guys in that fucking picture didn't have their shirts
This
on.
is like a weird thing to hate. Brazil
It's
about.
just weird. I didn't see a single dude with a shirt on, and I
Are
sent
you-
it to you. I was like, "Do they have shirts in
Are
Brazil?"
you upset about this because you're uncomfortable with your shirt off?
No. I'm just, if you go through pictures.
Are you
no,
uncomfortable like that,
Listen, because you know why? Because if you went through your Twitter feed and there were 100 dudes at something and none of them had a shirt on and they were white, you would give me shit about it. It's not about them being
If I
Brazilian.
went through my
it's
Twitter
just
feed
weird
and I saw
that no
shirtless
matter
guys-
what, nobody had shirts on.
I don't know if I would make a comment on it.
I see you would. You wanted to get a shirt that specifically makes fun of dudes who wear tank tops. You wanted to get a tank top that was just a joke on dudes who wear tank tops.
I don't know what you're talking
That shit
about.
bugs you. You wanted to get
I
suns
don't
out, guns out.
And I did get that.
Yeah, just to.
But I don't wear it.
Rag on
because
dudes
I
who wear
can't
that
wear
shit.
it. I don't have the body for that.
Well, that's your thing.
I got it way too small.
That was the whole point. You told me that was the joke. You're supposed to wear a tiny little shirt and an out of shape body. Suns out, guns out.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. I have that one, and I have one that says "Living like Larry," with the big like Larry the Lobster on it. He's
Oh,
really
God.
big and muscular, which I am not.
Yeah.
I'm like really doughy.
I thought it was interesting. I was like, why does nobody have a shirt? Not one person. Not even in the family pictures.
Speaking of not having a shirt on, we're both nude right now.
Yeah, we're completely naked.
Do you think they know?
It's the best way to do the podcast, for real.
Do you think they know? Well, we
How
just said
could
it.
they?
We just said it, so
Yeah.
they do know. So that's that. That's the end of the surprise. We're naked, nude. I don't like to say we're naked. Naked's a weird word to say.
Nude is a weird word.
It is. I don't like the way it sounds. Nude.
Nude.
I don't like words with ends and U's.
We're almost through my list.
You have one more?
I do.
Ask it away.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I don't have anything
Yes.
else to continue on nude. You didn't leave me with much on nude to go off of.
All right. Well, this one's oddly specific, and it's very difficult to get across. But have you ever been on a job or just doing something with people, and you break something or fuck something up, and you're just like shit, and then you?
How is this hard to get across?
All right,
This
but
is
listen,
such
listen.
A plain question.
Okay, then it's a plain question. Why do you have to cut me off for that?
Ask the question again.
All right, let me start again. And you've ever been? Have you ever been?
Hold on, I gotta turn on the funnies. I forgot to turn the funnies on when we started the podcast.
What the fuck are you talking
hold on.
about?
Gotta turn the funnies on, dude. They're on. The funnies are on.
What?
Continue.
Whatever. Anyway. But I'm completely at a loss for words.
See, I told you the funnies are on now, dude.
God damn it. Have you ever run away from something you fucked up? And what I mean by that is not in like a grander life scale. I just mean like, have you ever been doing something, or like I said, you're on the job, and then something breaks, or you fuck something up, and you're like shit, and then you just kind of walk away and wait for someone else to find it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's hard to, that's what I mean. It's hard to draw specific examples from.
I don't think I've ever done that on the job because most of like the jobs I've had, it's always like the thing that I'm doing is my responsibility and mine
Okay.
alone.
All right.
So I can't like fuck it up.
But not
And
like
not,
helping
like-
somebody move or like anything where you just something goes wrong or you break something and you're like, I'm gonna leave and see if somebody else finds this and thinks it wasn't my fault.
I've done that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
I started a fire once.
Oh my god, really? Please
on an
stop.
accident. Well, I guess it wasn't on accident. We started the fire on purpose, but we didn't plan for the fire to get as big as it
We
got.
didn't expect it to be a fire, to
So
do
it
its
was,
fire
It was
thing.
me and this kid that lived across the street from me at the time, and we were like really good friends. We hung out all the time. We were maybe like 12 or
Yeah.
11, and we went towards part of my backyard. There's like we have a bunch of pine trees back there, and there was a big hole in the ground. And for some reason, we just thought let's light this hole on fire. So I grabbed a bunch of like cardboard and
Yeah.
I threw it in there, and we lit it on fire. But then it caught one of the trees on fire.
Oh my god.
It's like cardboard burns. Like,
Yeah.
that shit, when you light it, it gets high. And it caught, like, it was like an evergreen tree in the middle of summer, so, like, this is really dry.
Yeah.
So the tree just went up. It just fucking poof. The whole thing was on fire in
Oh
seconds.
my god, and you just like was
And-
like
The dude's house, who it wasn't even my house. It was this other dude's house. And he was like, what the fuck? And he, like, started running, and we took off running. And then, like, my dad and the whole neighborhood is out here in this back of the yard trying to put this tree out.
oh god.
And we're just hanging out on his, like, in his swing set. Like, we ran so far. And we were just kind of like, oh, we didn't do that. And I've never
That's
admitted that
terrific.
until now.
This is terrific. I've had significantly less impactful things happen, but I was helping somebody move things from their apartment to a place, and like this
Like,
is
to
just
their
one
car?
example
Or, like,
to a storage unit, and
okay.
they were all back in the car, and I had to move a table, and I had to move a couch, and I was putting the couch up against the wall. And as I pushed the couch up against the wall, it started pushing the table, but the table didn't have anywhere to go, so one of the legs broke off of this other person's table, and it was like, and it just fell over. And the table stayed standing on 3 legs, because there were chairs on the other side of it, which just held it up. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like... And I just scooted the couch up against the wall, and I walked back outside. And I waited for the next person to find it. And they're like, "One of my table legs fell off for some reason." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. Then I was with somebody else, and they were looking at it, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like you lost a nut in a washer somewhere." And I was like, "That's not what happened." and then because he's like, "Oh, there's like a nut in a washer right here," and we were looking for a nut in a washer. I helped him look for a nut in a washer that didn't exist, acting as though I didn't fuck this up. It was just like,
I've done something like that. These plastic lawn chairs
Yeah.
in my backyard, and I was like standing and jumping on one day when I was really little, and I broke one of the legs,
yeah,
but I just stuck it back on there. So I set it perfectly so it wouldn't fall.
yeah, but then
And then my dad would go sit in it one day.
I could see this coming.
He just sat and fell straight back on his fucking back. I didn't get away with it because immediately he knew I did it.
Oh god, yeah.
Then he was like, "Why didn't you tell me the chair was broken?" I was like, "It wasn't. I don't know.
It wasn't. I don't know.
I saw it before you sat in it. You were standing there fine."
It was standing right there. I don't know. Maybe you broke it.
You gotta drop the pounds, old man. You're breaking chairs. Can't be doing that.
But I realize that's probably like the worst part of my character is that I can look back on a couple of times where it's like I fuck something up and then I was like, I'm not gonna take
What
responsibility.
if that guy
for
watches this podcast? Whose table
Yeah,
broke,
you know what?
And then,
I'm gonna the
and
reason
he
I
goes,
went
Fuck.
the reason I went ahead and said this is because I'm gonna be pretty confident that person will never watch this podcast. This will be buried for a maximum or a minimum of like 10
I'll
years.
send it to him directly. If you're wondering what happens to your table, watch this whole hour-long podcast.
Get to the end, please. We need monetization.
Watch the whole thing.
Watch the whole thing.
I think the average view duration we had for the last one was like 12 minutes.
Terrific. I liked the last one though. I was
The last one that was uploaded, 'cause we didn't upload the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
No, I mean, like
the only one that's uploaded.
I like the first one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that one.
It was a good one. I don't know. I don't know how to judge these. I'm just here for the funnies, dude.
The funnies.
Here for the funnies and pussy.
I like the funnies and pussy.
I think it's about a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Wrap it up like a penis, you know?
Yeah.
Inside a Twix bag.
Yeah.
Twix Snickers.
You gotta practice safely.
Safely. Eat Twix. Safe. What are you, right or left Twix?
I don't like Twix. I hate Twix.
Alright, so we're gonna not talk about that. We do have some exciting new things gonna be happening soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, next weekend.
Next weekend.
We're not quite sure how we're gonna do it yet. We're gonna get it, and it's gonna be out. And
You're gonna have to bear with us.
it's gonna be hard to watch, probably.
You wanna go ahead and go for it?
Like
You
what?
wanna say it?
Say what it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes.
Good to prep them.
It is a second podcast,
It's a different kind of podcast.
but we will be kind of reviewing a movie, but at the same time we'll be watching it. And in the first episode we're doing is Star Wars Episode 1, The
Right.
Phantom Menace.
And the what Trevor believes is the best. He absolutely loves it, and I need to show him why he's wrong.
I've never said I loved it because it's good. I've always just
Okay,
said
now I have a
love the
deeper
movie.
perspective.
I've
All right.
always just said I love the movie.
Okay. if you say so.
I have the original poster that came out for the movie's promotion,
God.
and I still have it in my room. I got it when I went to see it in the theater. They gave me the promotional poster.
But the point of it is that you could either watch The Phantom Menace alongside listening to
one's
us,
gonna do
so
that,
you
though.
can understand better, or you could just watch it in preparation,
Yeah.
just so you know what the fuck we're talking about and when.
If you're familiar with
'Cause
the
if-
Phantom Menace,
Because
you'll
if
like
I'm
it.
just pointing at something on the screen and going, "Look at how stupid boy Anakin is in this scene," and you're
Shut
like,
the f-
"I don't fucking remember that."
This is
it'll be
pod
difficult.
racing.
This is pod racing. That's a whole thing on its own. It's a fucking dumb idea. You have this whole dude. All right, we'll get to it in the next episode. But you have like these fucking two beautiful Star Wars movies that came out, Episode 1 and 2, and it is fucking
Episode 1 and 2 of the Phantom Menace. And Clone
no,
Wars.
all right, sorry. The ones before that, it would be
4 and 5.
It would be 4 and 5, and those are fucking awesome. And it's like you watching them, and it's like, oh, the Hoth scene is great, and it's big, and it's epic, and it brings all this new sci-fi stuff. The characters are real good. Even Leia in like an older movie, she's like this really cool fucking like independent chick, but she's also working with the team. It's a really good story, and then you get to the fucking Episode 6. And it's like they're fucking with teddy bears fighting in a forest.
Ewoks, motherfucker.
And they can't overcome, and they overcome the fucking Empire, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you get to Phantom Menace, there's fucking Jar Jar and shit.
It's Jar Jar, Darth Maul, and fucking
Darth Maul's the best
Obi-Wan,
thing that came out of that movie.
and Qui-Gon.
And Qui-Gon Jinn.
You fucking
And
We're
Qui-Gon
gonna-
Jinn.
We're already gonna take this off. This is gonna go off on the next episode.
This is gonna
This is
happen.
gonna be like a 4-hour episode. The
It's
next
gonna.
one, because
It's
we're gonna
garbage.
argue for like an hour before we even start the fucking movie.
It's garbage.
But so we got that coming. That's
And you got
great.
Jar Jar walking around. You got boy Anakin. You got a fucking 8-year-old kid like, yeah, are you an angel? I'm a slave. And then they're like, fucking, oh, the Force comes from metachlorians. That's right. This is a scientific cellular thing now. And you're like, what the fuck?
Dude, just believe it, dude. Soak it up,
Dude,
Soak
but
up the sunlight,
it
dude, like a
ruined
snake.
it. It destroyed it.
Do not destroy it, dude.
It had like this very clear like big adventure mystery in the first two movies, and it was all important, and then after that it's like, what the fuck? It's all like childish, and there's music, the fucking musical ending, the fact that they had
don't remember this.
of Episode 6 where they're fucking the Ewoks beat the Empire, the greatest fucking, they beat them back in the woods
I don't remember.
because they're using logs and shit to fight big mechanical machines,
Yeah.
and they win, and it's like, what? And they're all singing and shit at the end of this massive fucking battle.
The Ewoks are?
Yeah, you don't remember?
No, dude, I've hardly
They're all
seen
partying,
episode 4, 5, and 6.
And Luke has to fucking.
they're hard for me to look at, dude.
Oh, God.
I think they're great storylines and they're great acting, but it's just
I think
it's hard
3
for me to
ruined it.
watch.
I think 1 and 2 were fantastic, and 3 was garbage.
Return was it-
Or 4 and 5 were wonderful, and then 6 was garbage.
I don't know.
I don't
I'll
know.
have to rewatch them. I'm not going to, but we should do all the Star Warses.
Yeah, we should.
Only 1, 2, and 3 because
You are a bitch with the old movies.
But what are we gonna say about the old movies? Everybody likes them. There's
You're
no,
right.
There's no juxtaposition.
I'll just
on
be
that.
talking about like the first movie. Like this is a good
You'd be
scene.
talking like, dude, I
blah, blah, blah,
fucking
blah,
wish I could make out with my sister. Shit.
Wish my dog was 7 foot tall and could fucking talk. Kind of.
Luke Skywalker is an incel. Glad we can agree with
He's
that.
been hardcore red pilled.
Hardcore red pill, dude. Look at him. Have you seen him in the new ones? He lives on an island.
It's like if you think about it, women do have more rights than men.
He's fucking stocking up on guns and ammo.
He's like, the fucking Empire isn't gonna take away my blasters. I'll fight them back before they can do that.
Don't fly on me.
He has like camo hats, and everywhere he goes, he has...
Palpatine is Donald Trump. It's pretty clear and
We're
concise.
gonna build a great Death Star. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be bigger than the last. It's gonna be so huge.
It's weird because I don't know if I want to do Palpatine's voice or Trump's voice.
I know it's weird.
I'm
It's
like
hard.
stuck in between. Do it and huge.
Keep the Jews out. Take the Mexicans back to Mexico.
Put a. I don't know any of the fucking planets. Put a ban on immigrants from Tatooine.
Tattooing dirty scum.
Bad hombres from Tatooine. And a hive of scum and villainy.
You're gonna rape our women.
Don't do it.
This is a good. This is a good one. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be coming up real hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Real hot on the pan
Yeah.
fryer. We didn't introduce ourselves this time.
We didn't, but it's gonna be okay.
That's Carter. I'm Trevor. If like this on Facebook,
Smash that like button.
Smash that like so hard you come through the screen and you punch your dead grandma.
All right.
And,
I think that does.
I
That
think
just
it's,
about does it.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.